Tony. Ken, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you guys?
We are good, man. I am definitely loving the transition to Las Vegas. Studio is jumping, the show's getting bigger, man, and we're up 527% on viewership, more than usual. So we cannot complain at all. How are you and how is Atlanta? Is it as cold as Vegas?
Vegas is cold?
Oh, man, it was freezing this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised to hear that. No, it's not cold here at all. It's been like the weather's been like perfect. Maybe 78 to 80 every day.
And where is Mr. Montgomery fighting this Saturday?
Mexico City.
Oh, so you guys are just in Atlanta for camp?
Yeah, we're in Atlanta for camp.
Oh, that's new for you. What brings you to Atlanta to hold camp?
Well, the logistics of bringing Henry Cedeno Martinez in from Dominican Republic, as we've been doing for over a year now. He has to get to the airport 3 hours in advance of an international flight. He's got a 2-hour flight. Then he's got about a 3-hour to 4-hour layover in Miami. Then he's got a 5-hour flight to Vegas. And last time, a month ago, he got stuck and didn't get to Vegas at 3 o'clock in the morning. We start our training sessions at 6:30 a.m. He made the training session, but he was, worn out from the travel and all the delays. Going from Vegas to Mexico City was going to take us all around the world again. And that meant I would have had to handle myself and 3 other individuals going through all of that and international travel. So I got to looking around and found out that I could bring Martinez to ATL on a 3-hour and 30-minute flight straight, and that we could all go from ATL to Mexico City in 3 hours and 15 minutes. So it only made sense to come here, train here, and go there.
Wow, I didn't know that. So from Atlanta to DR is only 3 hours?
From Atlanta to DR is 3 hours and 30 minutes. Yep, it's a straight flight for him.
Nice.
This was the best for everybody involved. I mean, again,
Uh-oh. Damn. Looks like he cut out. We'll get back to him. Oh, there
I
you
got to assemble troop report to get everybody.
Yeah, you had cut out for a second.
Right. So again, for us to depart Vegas to go to the actual fight, I mean, I would be responsible for the other 3 individuals, their bags, getting to the airport, getting through the airport, and each layover and each long flight and everything else that went along with it. It only made sense to fly out of Atlanta to get to Mexico City, which is 3 hours and 15 minutes.
So would you be happening to visit the gym of Mustafa Mickens?
No.
In Decatur, no?
No, it did, everything here is long distances to get to guys. So my guys, Malik and Mikhail, are actually an hour and 30 minutes from Atlanta, Georgia. So we're in Buckhead. We're training in Buckhead, and they've been commuting here, or I've been going halfway to meet them somewhere else.
And so when you say training in Buckhead, are you talking about in the actual fight club or a gym in Buckhead?
In the actual fight club, the Buckhead Fight Club, yes.
Nice. So I sent you Mustafa's Instagram there. I'm sure you know him. It's the gym that Tank had used one time for a media workout when he was in Atlanta. It's funny because Tevin Farmer's there. I mean, obviously your fight's being Saturday. It doesn't make any sense, but maybe for the future. So is Malik around? Is he feeling good? What's up? Is he there?
Malik should be in on this this call right now.
He's not in there.
He
But
should be in this call right now.
so is he the only one?
Actually be.
Is he the only one of your fighters that is fighting this weekend, or are all of them fighting?
No, I got a busy day, a busy night. I got all three. I got Maliek Montgomery fighting, 13-0, 12 knockouts. I've got Hendry Cedino Martinez, La Bazooka at 140. He's 5-0, 4 knockouts. And then I've got Malik's younger brother, Macau, 50 KO. Montgomery, he's 4-0 with 3 knockouts. All of them will be going the same night.
Yeah, man. I remember watching Malik's brother, Macau, spar. Definitely interested in him. I love his aggressiveness. Do they all have opponents, or is it TBAs? Or do they know who they're fighting?
No, everybody's locked in.
Okay.
You know how boxing goes. We hope nothing else changes, but everybody's locked in.
Nice.
Everybody's got a name. Everybody's got a contract.
And can you tell us about Montgomery's opponent?
Actually, I cannot.
Because it's not scheduled yet on BoxRec. It doesn't show yet.
Yeah, and the reason I cannot is just actually it's my mentality towards these early 4-6 round fights. I had to pull him back in this particular show because putting 3 guys on the same day at 10 rounds and another guy at 8 rounds, another guy at 8, that would have been too much for me in one day, in one night.
How's he feel about that though? Because you took him from 8 to 8. Now you're gonna go back to 6. Does he understand the reasons behind that?
Nah, he was at 10.
Yes.
He was at 10.
Yes, versus Aleem. And then 8 rounds versus Angel and 8 rounds versus Pedro.
Yeah, those things happened because of the promoter. It wasn't us.
So like I was asking, is he okay with going back to 6? Because, you know, maybe as a fighter, I'm just assuming. I could be wrong. This is me assuming. But, shit, I'd be like, man, we was at 10. You put me at 8. Now we going to 6. Am I doing something wrong, coach?
Yeah, here's what happens right there. If you've been brought into a system and a program, Malik's not one time asked me who he was fighting. I did tell him he was fighting less rounds, and he understands why, because of all 3 guys on the same show. But none of my fighters know who they're fighting. Sean Porter never knew who he was fighting, probably in his first 15 professional fights. I think, no. His first title fight, NABO title, I think in his 11th fight, he knew who that was. But prior to that, we just train. It doesn't matter who they have to fight. They just train. And that's a mentality that's needed in order to be successful. We do encounter that problem with Cedino because he always wants to go and try to search the guy on BoxRec. And the problem that you have there when you have guys that are doing those type of things in these early fights is the fight falls out. The guy doesn't take the fight, and you've worked yourself up, or you've tried to study to train for a certain guy, and he's not there.
So, Ken, before we transition into anything else and get to Malik, I do want to get your thoughts on Canelo Alvarez's performance versus Bivol, and obviously where you have him on a pound for pound, which has become the new hot conversation. And I'll just put my feelings out there. Personally, I feel his loss over Bivol, it came at 175, where he was attempting to be great. I don't really see any need to drop him on the pound for pound list, which is a mythical list in itself. But, I feel like people get on that list based off accolades. The man's undisputed 68, unified 60, beat the boogeyman at 60, turned around, fought Jacobs at 60, at 54, unified, and beat Miguel Cotto, Lara, and Trout, and fought Mayweather at 54. So I just don't see who has the accolades of a Canelo to be at number 1. Usyk undisputed 1 division and unified heavyweight. Maybe he has an argument. But what say you?
I agree with everything you just said. I don't see a reason to drop the guy after everything that he's already done. And again, you've already said it's a mythical um,
List.
thought process that they use. You know, it's just it's opinions, and you know, with the resume that you just listed, I would keep him in a pound for pound top guy. Nobody's overtaking that, and nobody probably will be able to overtake that. Nobody's going to be that ambitious or that dominant in those weight classes or any other weight classes and move up to other weight classes and pull that type of thing off. As far as the actual performance, even though I didn't give any interviews prior to that, maybe one or two people questioned and asked me about it. Sean Porter being one of them, and it's not anything that I'm, you know, after the fact saying, oh, I predicted this or anything else. It just happened to be that the guy's fight style, the guy's range, the guy's size, the weight class that Canelo was moving up to, I felt that Bivol would win the fight. It's an insurmountable situation to be in on fight night when you're giving up 20 pounds or, you're hitting guys that, even though you could spar with guys that are heavier, you're hitting guys that you haven't hit before. It doesn't have the same effect. So I would suspect that Canelo moving up to that weight class, his body is not built to go up against a guy that weighs 190 plus pounds on fight night. The guy's range, the guy's fight style, the guy's focus mentality created a lot of problems for him. I was calling it early in the fight. I was saying, okay, if he comes with a second and third series of punches after the first three where the closed guard was blocking, he'll be able to get through the guard. And Canelo got frustrated, and he was able to get through the guard, and he just continued to come straight down the middle and overpower Canelo. I think if they were to fight again, which is a great possibility, that it'll be the same type of dominant performance, if not better, by Bivol.
Ken, what's your thoughts on most pundits, SportsIllustrated.com, ESPN.com? The Ring has not updated. The transnational rankings has updated, but most rankings have Terrence Crawford now number one at pound for pound, where very few do not and have not elevated him above Canelo. I know you just said that you would leave him there, but do you agree with the argument that maybe Crawford deserves to be moved to number one slot now that Canelo has lost?
I haven't thought about that, but again, it's opinions, and I'm gonna say no. But I haven't put any thought into it at all, and so since it's an opinion, it does deserve actually balancing it out and taking a look at everything that Terrence has done in comparison to him. But I'll still, to glance it over in my mind, I'll still go with Canelo.
Last one, Malik, I know you're there. We're going right to you. Last one, Shakur Stevenson beat Valdez, unified, making him a 3-time champion, 2-division champion. Should he be above Earl, who most pound-for-pound lists have him at 4 or number 5? And he's a 3-time champion by unifying the welterweight division, but never moving up or down, where Shakur does have 2 divisions under his belt.
Again, it's an opinion. I would say no. Not he hasn't done the things that Errol has done at this point, and I do understand that he's moved up in weight and unified, but no.
Well, all right. If you can, let us get Maliek Montgomery, who is scheduled to be fighting this Saturday in Mexico City. He's a he's a Ken Porter managed and trained fighter. Maliek, what's up? Maliek is not a morning person. When you came in studio.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
And now today you're like, oh, man. But wait a minute. It's like 11 o'clock out there. You on the East Coast.
Yeah.
All right. I hope you're feeling good. You feeling good?
Yes, sir. Ready for this fight this weekend?
How you feeling weight wise though? Maybe I'm reading the face and it's the weight. Is it aggravating you yet? You ready for Friday to come?
Yeah, man, we've been working hard, man. So, once it gets to fight week, we just ready for the fight.
For sure. So tell us a little bit about the change, man. I mean, are you, because I think you told me you guys are originally from Atlanta, so I don't know if you're already accustomed to training out there or not, but please let us know if you feel any difference between training here in Vegas to now being on the East Coast in Atlanta.
We originally from Macon, but our whole amateur career, we did most of our amateur fights out of Atlanta, and it's a small transition as far as just the locale, the normal places that we usually are working out, track, stuff like that. It's a little different. Getting around is different around this way, but for the most part, it's business as usual.
For sure, man. So how has training camp been, and when did it start for you? Because this is I'm being told you just found out as a 6-rounder. I'm sure Ken doesn't even train you 4 rounds and just trains you to be a 12-round fighter. But when did you find out about this one?
We've known about this for about almost a month. Yeah, as far as this fight, but we just maybe 2.5 weeks out, moved it to Atlanta.
And I'm assuming you had already been in camp before finding out about the fight?
Yeah, I was already working, yeah.
So what weight would you say you came into camp at?
I think I was 136.
Wow.
I think I was 136, 135.
Now I wanted to blurt out, wow, that's a Ken Porter thing, because I know them for so long that he's always told me he kept Sean 10 pounds above his fighting weight year round. Here you are 10 pounds above your last fight at 126, you're 136. So is this a Maliek Montgomery, I'm disciplined, I'm doing this on my own, or this is Ken Porter's system and I've just grown accustomed to it?
Yeah, a part of that. I'm usually I think the heaviest I would walk around at was like 143, something around there. But being a part of the team, being a part of me seeing that's a part of the system as far as keeping yourself within a certain distance from your fight weight. And it's just mostly me trying to get, me getting accustomed to the system of, okay, I need to prepare and stay prepared, in and outside of a fight camp.
Mm-hmm. And how has the sparring been, man? I mean, I want to believe that because of who your trainer is, he can get you the best sparring. I was actually hoping you guys went to Mustafa Mickens' gym. I'm sure you've heard of him, no?
Yeah, I've heard of Mustafa.
Yeah, I figured there'd be some work there, man. You 126. DeMichaels is probably slightly heavier than you.
I don't think DeMichael's in Atlanta right now.
He should be. He was here in Vegas sparring with Haney, but he left. Him and Scoob left, and they were headed back that way. But yeah, have you gotten work with DeMichaels in the past? He's 130 pounds, I believe.
Not as a professional. I worked with him before, but I don't think we were professionals then.
So you know him from the amateurs then?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Have you guys fought in the amateurs?
No.
Okay. So it seems like I'm gonna assume you've always been smaller, or was that just your hard work and discipline that's gotten you down to 26? Was there a point?
I've always competed at 132 as an amateur. And when I turned pro, it was just, I want to say my first 2 pro fights, I was coming in, I was fighting at 130, but I was coming in at like 128.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just natural. It was like, you know what? Yeah, we're not killing ourselves to make 30. It was like, what's 2 more pounds?
For sure. And I'm looking at you making 126 for a non-title fight. Do you think there's ever a chance that if there was a eliminator, some sort of vacant title opportunity, can you make 22?
22.
I mean, Ken, he's only 13 fights. You're only 13 fights in, and you're already making the featherweight limit as if there was a belt. Like usually fighters, if there's no eliminator, there's no belt, there's no medallion. I'm not making that, weight. They come in +2, +4. So I mean, if you're making it, I'm just wondering. I'm not asking you to, and I don't think it's a better division at all.
I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't put that stress on myself as far as trying to get down that low. Just because I've never competed down there at that low weight, so I probably would never. I wouldn't.
For sure. Understandable. Now, me and my co-host, Danielle Alvarez, we got to see you and your brother spar, man. And I'll tell you, it was love at first sight because you guys spar each other like, I don't know, like you're not brothers. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you need, is to be pushed in the gym. So that was quite refreshing. How long has that been that way? Because I don't know that we've ever heard like the Charlos say they spar each other, or the Klitschkos say they spar each other. So it was pretty interesting to see. How long has that been going on?
Forever, man.
Oh, wow.
Even coming up, you would assume, with it being, especially with us being right down the road from Atlanta, we used to get plenty of work, but it used to be times where we couldn't get people to work with us. So it was me, my younger brother, my older brother, going at it. And in order for us to actually, get something out of it, for us to actually push each other, we got to work like that.
For sure. So I want to ask you some of the same questions. Did you watch this weekend's fight with Canelo Alvarez and Dimitri Bivol?
Yes.
What did you think, man? As a fighter, I felt like, fuck, man. Canelo, Oscar Valdez, like, what is Eddie Reynoso showing him? They both came in with this high guard and like Mike Tyson lateral movement, no jab to fight Shakur and to fight Bivol, who were traditionally using boxing tactics like jab, move, use the ring. Did that frustrate you? What you think he should have done? Did he use the right game plan in your opinion? What's your thoughts on that fight?
I don't think he did. I think he was kind of going off of the fact that, a lot of the guys he's been getting in the ring with, with the weight change now, he's been a lot stronger than, and, he hit a lot harder than. So he's been just having to really be relying on that, to where it's been times he takes rounds off because he knows, at the end of the day, once he opens up, he's going to end up stopping him, or he's going to end up hurting him. And then, once they go into a shell, then that's all she wrote for the fight. And the fact that he wasn't able to do that against Bivol, and then Bivol was hitting him on angles, and he was hitting them and wasn't getting drawn into, just sitting there and taking shots and letting them unload with his power. And, ultimately, once he had to evolve his game within the fight, he did it. And that will cost him a decision.
For sure, for sure. And do you think he should take the rematch? Because, immediately he said, yeah, of course, this doesn't stay like this. I want the rematch. But, cooler heads now, a couple days have went by. Is he just too big? You tried. Let's go back to 68 where you're undisputed. Or would you like to see Canelo jump back on the horse and try to, conquer the Dimitri Bivol mountain at 175?
I would like to see him, challenge him in a rematch. If the goal is ultimately, legacy, then yeah, I would like to see him try to overcome that one loss.
And are there any fights that you particularly want yourself to see Canelo Alvarez in? My audience seems to think that the last, let's say, 4 were not what they wanted. They prefer Benavidez or Charlo. Is there any specific one person you want to see Canelo challenge before his career is done?
I still wanted Canelo to fight Boo Boo.
Oh, okay. You want the Boo Boo fight?
Yeah, but I do want to see him eventually against Benavidez. I still think it's a little too early for Benavidez. I feel like he needs to get that Charlo fight before that fight with Canelo.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of Canelo fighting Boo Boo, is it because of Boo Boo's style, who he is? Do you know him from the amateurs, or is it someone you've seen him beat that makes you think, yeah, this is the guy I want to see versus Canelo?
His style, he's automatic. He has the size. He has the size for it. He's southpaw. He's a good boxer, and he can bang. He punches off of different angles. He's able to move. It's just he brings a whole lot of attributes to the fight that'll make it a really interesting fight.
You being part of that stable, obviously Team Porter, my audience seems to believe that I'm being unfair by asking Terrence Crawford to move up and hypothetically fight like a Gennady Golovkin. But my defense is Canelo started at 140. He's fighting at 175. Their rebuttal is he was 15 when he started his career. So you're the fighter. Do you think Crawford has the body and skill to move up to 160 for a one-off fight versus a 40-year-old Gennady Golovkin?
Nah, I feel like it's no point.
What? No point in jumping up? That's legacy.
Because honestly, with a fight like that with Gennady, Triple G isn't the same Triple G. We can say we want, he just came off of that victory.
Unify right now.
And they're trying to amp the fight up. They were pushing the fight for him, the third match for him and Canelo. I just wouldn't. Of course, I would tune in, but that's not something I'm just really interested in watching.
Okay, now I know this one might be cringe-worthy because you're Team Porter, but since the loss to Canelo versus Bivol, people witnessed that fight and they're like, see, Canelo is, what's the word I'm looking for? Conformista?
He's content.
He's content. He's comfortable. And that's why he didn't, step on the gas when he realized he was losing. Whereas, and again, this is the uncomfortable part, Crawford was told in the corner, you're down. And he's like, what? And he came out there and he got the stoppage over Porter. Do you think Canelo has lost that hunger, that dog, because his paychecks are just too big and he's just going through the motions?
Honestly, I think so. And like I said, you can just kind of see it in the performance. I'm not gonna say that he wasn't trying, but it seemed like a lot of times within that fight he could have pushed the issue, did more to try to win a round. And it just seems like he was just coasting to it. And even after the loss, it was just more like, okay, I lost, whatever. And, and like you said, as far as differences in when, with that performance with Terrence, it really seems like, he's still hungry to do more in the sport and, to build his name even more when, as of right now, even with this loss, Canelo is, top dog.
Malik, where do you think you top out? You're 126. How big do you think you go?
As of right now, I want to say 140, but
okay.
you never know. So,
Any particular goals you have? Obviously, everyone wants to be a world champion, but I don't know. Did you set out, something else, some other personal goal, something that you want to know? You want to accomplish?
Honestly, man, no, man. I love the sport. I love boxing, in period. And for me, long as I'm able to do the sport, and as long as I'm able to provide for my family and do the sport that I love, and enjoy life in general, I'm happy, man.
That's what's up. And would you say so far you feel that your career is moving in the right direction and you're getting the necessary nourishment for your career?
Absolutely. I feel like everything is moving how it should, how it's supposed to, and it's put me in a great position to do what I want to do, in the future.
Have you had any of those moments like, wow, I guess wow moments because of your situation? Maybe you met someone, maybe you sparred someone, maybe a legend gave you some advice. But from being in this situation, have you had a wow moment just yet in your career?
I think I do every now and then. Like it just comes from times like I might be times like today, like I'm just sitting, and I'm just like, wow, like I went through a lot and look where I'm at. And it's like, and I got a long way to go, but just to be able to, look back on all the stuff that I've been through to this point is just like, man, it's crazy.
And Malik, is there a way that we can watch your fight for anybody tuned in? Is there any links, pay-per-view, streams? How can someone watch this fight?
I'm not sure exactly. I think it will be streamed, but I don't have the link as of now.
And I'm assuming tickets either, right? Because it's in Mexico.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you can, please give out any social media for anybody that isn't following you can do so. And we look forward, obviously, to getting you back on after you get this win and keeping us updated on how things went out in this particular fight, since, there's really no way for us to watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow me on Facebook at Maliek Montgomery, or follow me on Instagram at Malik_Mayhem95.
All right, champ, we'll keep grinding, man. We look forward to getting you back after the win so you can do the victory lap. Ken, appreciate you as always, and best of luck. Or as Canelo would say, luck is for the mediocre.
Appreciate you having me.
Thank you.
Thank you,
gentlemen. There
you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Maliek Montgomery and Ken Porter, trainer, father of Sean Porter.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.